The city of North Adams, Massachusetts is being transformed by art. Tucked away in the northwest corner of Massachusetts, North Adams is 10 minutes from the Vermont border and 15 minutes from New York State. The city is located in the picturesque Berkshire Hills. The industrial town suffered a blow in 1984. Sprague Electric Company, the largest employer of the city, left town. 2,200 jobs were lost and local businesses closed. John Barrett has been the mayor of North Adams for 21 years. He's the longest-serving mayor in the state of Massachusetts.
I think the greatest disappointment to the people here was the way that they did things. And they were the ones that built this company. The president of Sprague Electric in March of 1984, after they announced that they were leaving the city and the corporate headquarters is moving out, he described North Adams as a shrinking, depressing city with no future. And that angered me, it angered the citizens in this community, and it got our backs up.
North Adams needed a plan. This one industry city had to diversify its economy, and fast.
We really represent a lot of what happened in the United States, especially in the Northeast. As an old industrial community, we had to face the reality that manufacturing jobs were going to be lost and that we had to change our course.
Thomas Krenz, now director of New York's Guggenheim Museum, approached the city. He wanted to show works of art far too large to exhibit in conventional gallery spaces. The mayor suggested using the vacant Marshall Street complex, the former home of Sprague Electric, and this got the town thinking. Why not create a contemporary art museum in the city?
I put myself in their place because I said to them, listen, I'm nothing but a blue-collar mayor from a blue-collar city. And I don't understand contemporary art. I don't understand what it's all about. But we got to look upon this as an economic development package. And they sort of stepped back and said, listen, why not give it a chance? If they hadn't done that, we wouldn't have met the success that we have today.
The transformation took a very long 15 years. MassMoCA, the Massachusetts Museum of Contemporary Art, finally opened in September 1999. The museum was founded not only to provide a space for large-scale work, but also to provide economic redevelopment for the region, and that's a task few art institutions are faced with. Joseph Thompson is the director of MassMoCA.
If you did a survey 15 years ago, probably if you did one now, and asked people what they would love to be here, they might say, you know, a paper cup factory or an electronic component manufacturer. Those kinds of businesses are not going to locate here. It's geographic isolation, communication, hard to get to, heating costs. The buildings, while they're beautiful, romantically beautiful, they're not efficient for contemporary manufacturing. So you're talking about a historical transformation that has to occur. Saigo Chang, the great Chinese artist, generally associated with using fireworks, here gives us a sort of slow motion, stop action car explosion. Just seeing the underside of the cars takes your breath away a little bit.
MassMoCA showcases many different artistic disciplines, including film, theater, music, and dance. The museum attracts artists to the town. Many now live here. Laura Christensen is education coordinator at MassMoCA. Her work is on display at one of the city's local galleries.
North Adams does give me the opportunity to both experience culture and contemporary art with MassMoCA here, but also to go out into the woods, and so a lot of nature imagery comes up in my work.
The plan for the Contemporary Art Museum in the city inspired entrepreneur and artist Eric Rudd. He saw potential in the city's old abandoned mills. In 1990, Rudd bought the historic Beaver Mill, a former textile factory and the first home of Sprague Electric. The building was converted into the Contemporary Artists Center, a nonprofit organization that offers workshops and gallery space to local, regional, and international artists. The other half of the building is rented out as artist studios. Artist Edward Kading has a studio in the Beaver Mill. He teaches oil painting there.
There are more people here than I had anticipated. The quality of their work is probably better than I expected it to be. I think that the thing that attracts me more and that gives me more benefit than anything else is just being able to rub shoulders with other artists.
Danny O has a studio down the hall from Edward. He moved to North Adams from Boston, and he's become a well-known figure in the city.
I think the reason people are moving here is because of what's happening with North Adams. There are artists from all over the country, people coming from London. The buildings that were vacant when I first came here, I mean, completely vacant, are packed now.
Nikolai Rudd, Eric's son, works for his father. They're converting another old abandoned mill into artist lofts.
For the Eclipse Mill, one very important aspect is we're bringing in 40 units. So you're bringing in about 60 new people, artists who really want to affect or work with the community, re-energize the community. You have a lot of natural light, you have a lot of open space, and each loft is designed by the people that are purchasing it. So it's custom built for their needs and to their taste.
Mass MoCA and Eric Rudd's conversion projects are helping revitalize North Adams. Rod Bunt is with the city's tourism department.
This is Main Street here in downtown North Adams. An independent landlord has really stepped up to the plate to try to help the downtown and make it a better place to live. There are people that are now renting these apartments, nice places to live, upscale, middle-scale apartments where people can live and work and eat and go downstairs and stop at cafes and shop at the stores and boutiques. That's part of the puzzle to make this, to revitalize the downtown. The Mohawk was a theater that was owned by the Loews Corporation, E.M. Loews. It was in continuous operation, I believe, until 1984, when it closed down. We have plans to open it as an important link to the downtown, as a community center, a place where people in the neighborhoods can go to see movies, to hold conferences, for dance, what they call a multi-use facility.
Many small businesses have developed. We are seeing an artist community come to the city, which is now part of our economy. They're buying homes here, they're buying old factory buildings, they're developing artist lofts. So we're seeing a different, diversified culture start to really develop in the city. If you want to have positive economy, you must have an image change. And this little museum, and I call it little in the sense of what we're talking about, is overall change the image of this community, which will have an impact on it for years and years to come.